We're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
Now, weekdays 2:30 to 6:30 on ESPN Chicago. You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jim Basquill.
You are indeed, and we remind you, news from the All Night Nation. Just hit us up on the Dr. Pepper call line. That's 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Yeah, we're back on Sports Center all night with more from the U.S. Open.
Wasn't a good serving day, but he closes out with back-to-back aces, 2 hours and a minute. Center through to round three. We'll take on Shapovalov, who just won. Shapo played almost 4 hours. So 3 hours, and they have played just once, and Center lost that match to Shapovalov at the Aussie 4 years ago.
As heard on ESPN, reigning men's champ Jannik Sinner powered into the third round of the U.S. Open, dispatching of Australia's Alexei Popyrin 6-3, 2-2 to extend his Grand Slam hardcourt winning streak to 23 matches. The Italian bidding to become the first man to repeat as champion since Roger Federer's 5-year run from 2004 to 08. WNBA, the defending champs, find a way.
Harrison, have a night. 16 points off the bench and a season high for Isabel Harrison.
As heard on My 9, you just heard Isabel Harrison, season high 16 points, helped the shorthanded Liberty beat the Mystics 89-63. They were missing 3 starters.
Another opportunity for points off of turnovers for the Seattle Storm, where they like to feast all season long. Diggins trying to get the step against Heineman, powers it up and in for 2. Skylar Diggins got that break rolling. She's looked possessed in this second half, trying to take over this game.
FanDuel Sportsnet, Skylar Diggins scored 19 of 23 in the second half. Storm rallied from 21 down, beat the Lynx 93-79. They were 12 of 19 in the third quarter, 7 of 11 from beyond the arc to change the tone of that game. Kalia Copper scored 28. Phoenix beat Chicago 83-79. The Sky 9-29, just 4 wins on the road. The night's top sounds includes a mix of college football and the bigs, capped by 4 blasts from Kyle Schwarber. Nick DeLuca has the details.
Sports Center all night.
Oh my goodness, check it out on Sports Center tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you ready to take?
Number 5.
All right, Jim, starting Houston Astros trying to get by the Rockies. Christian Walker went deep earlier, doing more damage in the 8th on KBME.
First pitch here, and Walker drives this one pretty deep to left center. It sends back onto the warning track. Looking up. See you later! Off the community leader sign. Christian Walker's second home run of the game. And the Astros lead it 4-3.
Number 4.
Giants and Cubs tied in the 9th. Jung Hoo Lee sending the fans home in San Francisco on KNBR.
Swing, line drive into right field, base hit. Here comes Cross, heading home. Here comes the throw, and it's way offline. The ball game is over. The Giants have swept the Cubs, and the wins keep on coming. They've won 5 in a row.
Number 3.
In Tampa, Boise and USF opening up the season. Bulls pulling out the tricks on opening night on Q105 FM.
Good snap. He's going to throw. It's a fake. He throws it downfield. Caught at the 10-yard line. To the 5. To the end zone. Touchdown, South Florida. Chase Leon to Singleton. The fake on the punt. And the Bulls find the end zone. Boy, oh boy Singleton was running free, and Sam Leon got it there, but it took a while.
Number 2.
College football, another close game for Nebraska. Huskers down to the wire with Cincinnati. Malcolm Hartzog sealed it on the Huskers Radio Network.
2 receivers each way. Sorsby leads in, takes the snap, backpedals the throw, blitz picked up, airs one out deeper and sideline, 50-50 ball, it's picked off! The black shirts with the dagger, Malcolm Hartzog with a giant pick, sails the night for the Big Red.
Number 1.
And Jim, our top sound of the night from Philadelphia. Phillies blowing out the Braves, and Kyle Schwarber just can't stop hitting homers on 94 WIP.
And everybody looking for history from Kyle Schwarber. The 1-2 on the way.
Swung on, hit deep right field, and there's history for Schwarber. It's his 4th home run of the night as Kyle Schwarber becomes the first Philly since Michael Jack Schmidt to hit 4 homers in a game. It's a 3-run home run that gives him 9 runs batted in tonight.
How about that feat happening 3 times this season alone? Schwarber hits 4 out on Thursday. The other big news, Micah Parsons dealt from the Cowboys to the Packers. He gets a 4-year, $188 million contract. Defensive tackle Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks heading back to Dallas. Unsportsmanlike guest list starts with Joe Fortenbaugh this morning, Damian Woody at 7:30, Harry Douglas at 8, Mark Tauscher of Wild and Tausch at 8:30 Eastern. We'll talk that trade. Coming up, Micah, a Cowboy no more. That's next. This is Sports Center All Night on ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Friday, we're getting you set for week 1 of the college football season. Will Ohio State go back-to-back, or will a team like Texas put a stop to it? It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Sports Center All Night. More still to come.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
The feeling of just showered freshness can't be beat. With Downy Intense, bursts of just showered freshness can accompany you throughout the day. Really? Yep. Downy Intense's touch-activated technology releases bursts of clean, fresh aromas, so you can enjoy the feeling of just showered freshness. New Downy Intense. An incredible freshness experience awaits.
Baseball is all about precision, speed, keeping things running smoothly, just like your car. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we get you in, out, and back on the road in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed. With our fast professional service, you can spend less time in the shop and more time at the ballpark. Safe! Plus, our certified technicians check your fluids, tires, and more, all while you stay in your car. Swing by Valvoline Instant Oil Change today, because top performance isn't just for baseball. Coupons at VIOC.com. VIOC.com.
Mike Simpson here. Let's talk about that car you're driving. Disappointment. Has it been in the shop lately? If you've got a model year 2018 to 2025 and it's giving you constant trouble, might be a lemon. So get in touch with My Lemon Law Lawyer for a free case review. They have helped thousands of people, including a recent settlement of over $400,000. Get up to 3 times the cash value back. Text LEMON to 40333. LEMON to 40333. Accredited by the Better Business Bureau. It's LEMON to 40333. MyLemonLawLawyer.com.
Head to Safeway this week for these amazing deals for members. USDA choice beef ribeye, New York strip steak, or boneless beef tri-tip roast. Bone-in steak or untrimmed tri-tip roast. Buy one, get one free of equal or lesser value when you buy 2. Enjoy Ben & Jerry's ice cream, non-dairy ice cream, Talenti gelato, or Layers pint sizes, or Breyer's ice cream 1.5 quart, or Baskin-Robbins ice cream 14-ounce selected varieties. Buy one, get one free of equal or lesser value when you buy 2. Visit Safeway.com for more details. See you in the aisles.
Whiskey fans can learn a lot from Professor Carmen DeFalco.
Not too many people that can
have sports knowledge and also whiskey bourbon knowledge.
Herman's amazing. I do like whiskeys and bourbons. Still kind of a novice, and he helps me understand a little bit better what I should be looking for.
I'm a hardcore bourbon guy, and I listen to Carmen Yurko every day.
He can pull out the very essentials that I can't even taste.
Stay tuned for details on the next session of SCU, an ESPN Chicago production.
This is ESPN Chicago, WNVP, WTBC, HD2 Chicago, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Coming up on SportsCenter all night. A record-setting end to the Micah Parsons drama in Dallas.
We have a chance to get a minimum of 3, and it could very easily be as many as 5. Really top players. And you got to look at 3 to 5 to 1 over who's going to help you win the most. And it was strictly that.
The Braves and Phillies battle it out in an NL East face-off.
Runner goes, 3-2 pitch, swung on, hit high and deep right field. Acuna won't even turn. It's gone, and the Phillies, with a 5-run bottom of the first, erase the deficit and take the lead.
Napisa Collier and the Lynx try to lock up the #1 seed against the Storm.
Another defensive stop by the Minnesota Lynx as Williams will stop on a dime, can't knock it down. Collier with the offensive putback with the contact.
The best in the world hit the courts in Queens.
Little chip and charge gets it done. Well, now she can let out a little of that emotion in a positive way.
Plus, week 1 of college football rolls on.
Tempo, up the middle, Norton, knockout. This is a full-on statement being made by South Florida.
From the worldwide headquarters of ESPN, this is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jim Basquill.
Coco lives to play another day in Flushing Meadow, and 4 Kyle Clouts in 1 game. Welcome to SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. We are brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Plenty ahead in the show, like a top 25 upset from college football, but we begin with the end for Micah Parsons in Big D.
I think it's the biggest problem Jerry Jones has had since the 90s. When was the last time a player said, I don't want to play for the Cowboys?
When he says don't lose sleep over it, that tells you that he views it as almost like a game in some respects.
I never understand this dance that they do.
They're not dancing anymore. 4-time Pro Bowl edge rusher Micah Parsons headed to the Green Bay Packers in a mammoth trade, leaving the Dallas Cowboys following a lengthy contract dispute. Parsons and the Packers agree on a record-setting $188 million 4-year contract that includes $136 million guaranteed. That's $47 million per season. The 2-time All-Pro edge becomes the highest-paid non-quarterback in league history. In exchange, the Cowboys received 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks in the 26 and 27 drafts. He will return to Dallas, by the way, with the Packers Week 4. It's a Sunday night football matchup against the Cowboys. In a 46-minute press conference later in the day, Cowboys and owner and GM Jerry Jones said ultimately it was a deal that had to get done. Adam Schefter on how it got done.
There were people who said that Micah Parsons didn't have leverage, but his agent David Mulgeta did have leverage. He had the leverage of Parsons' talents in talking to other teams, and the Packers were highly interested all along, so much so that they were willing to pay him more than any other non-quarterback in NFL history ever has been made, and we have another blockbuster trade 1 week from when the Dallas Cowboys will be playing the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football. There is a trade that has sent ripples across the National Football League.
Yeah, no doubt. Jones on when he was open to the possibility of a trade.
I firmly made a commitment to Micah this spring, Micah, to pay him. The minute that we saw that we were quite possibly were going to have an issue about whether or not we could do a contract or not, that gave us time, that gave us Imagineering. That coupled with bringing in a new coach and bringing in a new staff, we felt it fit for us to have more players, more excellent players, if we do a good job of acquiring those players, plus have a team this year that would give us a better chance, dare I say that? But absolutely, it's not a zero that we're dealing with as far as how much better that we were trying to be, even not having Mike.
Jones on if he got the feeling that Parsons wanted out of Dallas.
I didn't give that a thought, but if I felt, I'm satisfied. Micah knows that I care about him, but as much as he, but more important than that, I just want you to know, I didn't give it a thought. It didn't change one thing I was doing, and I'm not trying to be anyway other than I just didn't let that stop the train from accomplishing, frankly, what we end up accomplishing today. Don't make so much out of that, well, that not talking caused this thing to be done. There's a little thing called stopping the run. There's a little thing called football team having the resources of those picks and having the resources of player we got. That had a heck of a lot more to do with it than any hiccup we might have had in April.
Yeah, you remember when he said he wouldn't trade Micah Parsons? Well, that certainly changed.
You had said a couple weeks ago in an interview with Stephen A. that you were never considering trading Micah Parsons. Was that a tactic at the moment, or did your tune eventually change in the last couple of weeks?
Do you really think if I wanted someone to be interested in him that I would say, oh, I'm going to trade him? It's the opposite. It's the opposite, of course. And I thank you for writing it. I really do.
Two sides part ways, but for Jones, no ill will towards the player.
It wasn't acceptable, and I honor the fact that it wasn't done in the way that he wanted to do it through an agent. So he was made an offer. There's not an ounce of vindictiveness. There's no bad feelings on my part about the fact that we didn't come together.
All right, here's some things you need to know. There have been 17 players, including 5 defenders, traded for 2 first-round picks over the last 40 years. Parsons and Reggie White are the only players in league history with 12-plus sacks in each of their first 4 seasons. Parsons is the second player in league history to change teams after making a Pro Bowl in each of his first 4 seasons. So how does this impact the Cowboys, specifically that defense, the ripple effects on Jerry Jones and company? Former Cowboy Michael Irvin on his YouTube channel, as well as Freddie Coleman and Dan Graziano.
Who ends up being right? Yeah, I think the winners get to write history, but yeah, I think we'll look back. If Micah Parsons has the career it looks like he's on his way to having, I think we're going to look back on this as a pretty big blunder by Jerry.
Jerry Jones, he decided to stand on business and decided to stand on disloyalty, because that's what this move represents. He hated the fact that Micah Parsons wanted to get ahead of this last year, and then Jerry thought they agreed to a deal in March. And then Micah Parsons, that's what I have people for. You talk to them, because that's what the Packers did. They wound up saying, we'll talk to your agent, we'll get this done.
This is a dark and sad day for Cowboys Nation and the Dallas Cowboys. But as much as I love Micah Parsons, and I hope the best for him and his family, this is a real sad day.
You might remember before the 2021 draft, Parsons says his dream was to play for the Cowboys. They selected him 12th overall. As late as last December, he told ESPN he wanted his name to be remembered like Hall of Famers Bob Lilly, Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, and Emmitt Smith, whose jersey numbers have never been worn again. Now the vibe quite different in Green Bay. Sam Acho, Courtney Cronin, and co-host of Wild and Tausch, ESPN Wisconsin, Mark Tauscher, on the impact for the Pack.
We're a little bit shocked that it happened because it's not something that the Green Bay Packers do a ton of. Sure. But this is an all-in move for a team that has championship aspirations. And today, I think you have to put them immediately behind Philadelphia. And I think if it wasn't for Philadelphia being the defending world champs, I think if you look at it from a big picture standpoint, you can make a really good argument. You know, Philadelphia, Green Bay, and Detroit are now your 3 favorites in the NFC.
If you add the premier pass rusher in the NFL right now, you instantly become the top of the list Super Bowl contender. I know we were talking about Mike T's list yesterday and like who can actually dethrone the Philadelphia Eagles. Would the Eagles be in that mix even? I think above the Eagles. If this happens to the Green Bay Packers, they are instantly the representative coming out of the NFC that you expect to be in the Super Bowl.
On the Packers side, there's a huge impact. I remember I was a part of the Chicago Bears when we traded for Khalil Mack, and all of a sudden our defense got tremendously better. We went from a pretty solid defense to the number one defense to a couple guys on Pro Bowls to 8 Pro Bowlers on that team. And so for the Packers, it makes everyone on that defense significantly better.
Yeah, the Packers are the youngest team in the NFL, and their 23 and 24 teams are the 2 youngest playoff teams in the last 35 seasons. They were 0-6, though, against teams with 11-plus wins last season, including the postseason. Their quarterback, Jordan Love, who expects to wear a brace on his surgically repaired left thumb at the start of the season, on making sure Parsons knew he wanted him as a teammate. This was from February.
Is there anybody particular around the league that you feel like should come into the organization, can make an impact for y'all?
I mean, the dude sit right next to me, man. You know what I mean? That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool, no? You don't think so? You don't think so? How you feel about that? What would your take be on coming to Green Bay, man? Oh, there's too many Cowboy fans in the audience. There's too many Cowboy fans. My fault.
All right, listen.
My fault.
I'm in one of them Drewski 360 deals. You feel me? I'm a for lifer.
I like that.
I can't go nowhere.
I like that.
Man, Jerry Jones, we done talked. You know, that's my dog.
He's gone, though. That's for sure. That was the Michael Parsons podcast, The Edge. Yeah, he's no longer a member of the Cowboys now. Unsportsmanlike, talking big deal in the NFL. Damian Woody joins Michelle Smallman, Courtney Cronin, and Myron Metcalf at 7:30 Eastern. You just heard Mark Tauscher. He joins the show at 8:30 Eastern, preceded by Harry Douglas at 8 Eastern. Hey, be a part of the All-Night Nation on the Dr. Pepper call-line. Call us at 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. ESPN Nation is presented by Dr. Pepper. It's not college football season without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing. You're listening to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Basquil. Don't try to figure out this baseball season. The Phillies were just swept in Queens, while Kyle Schwarber took an over in that series. Their division lead was down to 4 games in advance of their series against the Braves, with Schwarber taking it 0-for-20 into his first at-bat, a slide. He broke with one of 3 Philadelphia home runs in that opening frame, but he was just getting started.
And the 3-2 again. And he swings and crushes one to right. Down the line, and this ball is fair, and it is gone. And it's another homer for Kyle Schwarber. His second of the night, a 2-run home run, the 5th of the game for the Phillies, who now lead 10-3.
1 inning later.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Schwarber. And the pitch swung on, hit in the air, left field. Profar turning, going back, looking up, and it is gone. It's a 3-homer game for Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber hits one out the other way. It's a 3-run homer. It's a 6 RBI night for the Phillies slugger.
He got another at-bat 2 frames later.
The 1-2 on the way. Swung on, hit deep right field, and there's history for Schwarber. It's his 4th home run of the night as Kyle Schwarber becomes the first Philly since Michael Jack Schmidt to hit 4 homers in a game. It's a 3-run home run that gives him 9 runs batted in tonight.
As Sports Radio 94 WIP, Kyle Schwarber, 4 home runs in Philadelphia's 19-4 rout of the Braves, became the 4th Phillies player, you just heard, 21st major leaguer to accomplish that feat. He was 4 for 6 with 9 RBIs, took the outright National League home run lead with 49, 1 shy of Cal Raleigh for the Bigs lead, and he leads the majors with 119 RBIs, also joined NBC Sports Philadelphia postgame.
That was impressive, my man. That was really impressive from a pure baseball standpoint. Congratulations on the individual effort tonight.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's crazy. I wish I didn't ask the question in the cage. How many guys have hit 5 homers? I'm like, God. But
that was below
this little guy.
Just a little guy. Just a little guy.
But no, it was a good night, fun night for everyone. Knowles got the strikeouts there. Great at bats to start the game off, and good way to start the series after the previous series, and got to keep going.
Well, Kyle, you're going to get asked a lot about yourself tonight. Good Morning America, more than likely. Every national network's going to want to talk to you about your performance tonight. But it had to be impressive sitting in there and watching Aaron Nola give up 3 in the first and then battle his ass off the rest of the way and get to the end of the 6th inning.
Yeah, that's what I told him after the game. When he came out, he came back to the cage, and I was just saying, dude, that's unbelievable for you to go out there. You have a tough first inning, and the next thing you know, you're throwing up a bunch of zeros. And he made a pitch to Olsen there, but it is what it is. And he kept us there. We got him some runs, and he was able to just keep going so we could get more.
Kyle, how important was your first inning? Not only you, but the team's first inning, just to get those runs back.
Yeah, it was big. I think that was the thing. We knew. We wanted to come out tonight and have some really quality at bats, and for that to turn out in that first inning, where I think 3 homers in the first inning.
Yeah.
So just great at bats all around, and that was a great answer back, and we just kept going.
Yeah, I'd say he kept going all night long. Again, Schwarber, 4th Phillies and first since Michael Jack Schmidt in 1976 to do it. 3rd player, though. It's happened 21 times in big league history, 3 times this season. Eugenio Suarez and Nick Kurtz also have done it. Suarez did it against the Braves also. So Atlanta's had it done twice to them, but they won that game. So they're 1-1 against teams that have a player that hits 4 home runs against them this season. That's not half bad. Coming up, more baseball. Red Sox and Yankees stay in lockstep. And we have a college football top 25 go down. That's on the way. This is Sports Center All Night on ESPN Radio.
Tomorrow on ESPN Radio, 2 teams in the middle of the wild card race go head to head.
Let's go light up.
Mariners at the Guardians. Coverage begins tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance. More Sports Center all night. Coming up next.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum, and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get it Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
The Odyssey Instant Win of the Week, brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Sacramento's incredible grit was on full display in their dramatic 7-6 extra innings victory over Detroit. They fought hard from behind and won in the bottom of the 10th with a walk-off walk for the winning run.
Swing by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your 15-minute drive-through oil change today. Get in, get out, and get back on the road. No appointment needed. Get coupons at VIOC.com.
Professor Carmen DeFalco.
Not too many people that can have sports knowledge and also whiskey bourbon knowledge.
Carmen's amazing. I do like whiskeys and bourbons. Still kind of a novice, and he helps me understand a little bit better what I should be looking for.
I'm a hardcore bourbon guy, and I listen to Carmen Yurko every day.
He can pull out the very essentials that I can't even taste.
Stay tuned for details on the next session of SCU, an ESPN Chicago production.
How does PwC take your company to the leading edge? We bring the sharpest minds in tech to your team, so you can bring the ideas that will transform your business. We are passionate about your industry, so you can walk into any room with every advantage. We're with you every step of the way, so you can know you're headed in the right direction. At PwC, We build for what's next so you can get there now. Let's get started at pwc.com/us/leading edge.
Mike Simpson here. Let's talk about that car you're driving. Disappointment. Has it been in the shop lately? If you've got a model year 2018 to 2025 and it's giving you constant trouble, might be a lemon. So get in touch with My Lemon Law Lawyer for a free case review. They have helped thousands of people, including a recent settlement of over $400,000. Get up to 3 times the cash value back. Text LEMON to 40333. LEMON to 40333. Accredited by the Better Business Bureau. It's LEMON to 40333. MyLemonLawLawyer.com.
Download, listen live, podcasts on demand. The ESPN Chicago app.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jim Basquill.
Yeah, we're back on Sports Center all night, reminding you news from the All Night Nation. Just hit us up on that Dr. Pepper call line, 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776.
Good snap. He's going to throw. It's a fake. He throws it downfield. Caught at the 10-yard line. To the 5. To the end zone. Touchdown, South Florida. Chase Leon to Singleton. The fake on the punt. And the Bulls find the end zone. Boy, oh boy, Singleton was running free. And Sam Leon got it there, but it took a while.
That's Q105 FM. Keyshawn Singleton caught a 45-yard touchdown off a fake punt. Byron Brown, the quarterback, ran for a pair of scores. South Florida over 25th-ranked Boise State, 34-7 in the opener for both teams. They beat a top 25 for the first time since October 28th of 2016 after losing 18 straight versus ranked opponents. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift made their first public appearance since announcing their engagement. They attended the Nebraska-Cincinnati game at Arrowhead Stadium on a Thursday.
10 on the play clock. Raiola sends a man in motion right to left. That's Shakori Barney. Raiola takes a snap. Fade route, back run of the end zone, 50-50 ball, was it caught? Touchdown, Huskers! Fade route, back right of the end zone, going up high to make the catch, Isaiah Hunter for the Husker touchdown.
That's the Huskers radio network. Fitting they played at Arrowhead Stadium. Dylan Raiola, who idolizes Patrick Mahomes, threw for 243 and a pair of touchdowns in Nebraska's 20-17 win over the Bearcats. Preston Zachman intercepted 2 passes to lead Wisconsin's D as the Badgers withstood an injury to quarterback Billy Edwards Jr. in blanking Miami of Ohio 17-0.
Play fake. Hauser throws on the perimeter. Riles the catch. Flag down. Riles is stopped shy of the first down. Jamel Johnson took out the big tight end.
Yeah, big defensive stop is heard on ESPN. NC State stops East Carolina on a 4th and 1 inside the 10. 37 seconds to go to hold on 24-17 in that season opening when ECU trailed 17-0, drove it all the way to the Wolfpack 9 in the final minute before that NC State stop. Drake Lindsey passed for 290 and 2 touchdowns in his debut, helping Minnesota beat Buffalo 23-10. Rutgers shaves Ohio 34-31. Talking college football this morning on Unsportsmanlike, ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU. Michelle Smallman, Courtney Cronin, and Myron Metcalf, joined by Gene Chizik, host of College Game Day at 9 Eastern. You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. From baseball, Red Sox keep on keeping on.
From the belt, Garcia. He throws, and Romy swings and grounds one into left field. That's a base hit. Anthony comes to third. He will score standing. Romy, my delivers, and it is 3-2 Red Sox.
That's 97 FM WEEI. Romy Gonzalez to go ahead knock in the 8th inning. Rob Refsnyder homered in his return from a strained oblique. Red Sox 3-2 over the O's, finishing off that 4-game sweep. They lead the Yankees by a half game for the top AL wild card. New York keeps pace.
Wow, there's a laser. That ball is gone. Trent Grisham, home run number 27. And the Yankees have broken it open. It's a 9-4 game. A deep dish deposit from the Yankee center fielder.
That was not Pizzeria Uno Duo. That was Quattro. A 4-bagger.
As heard on the Yes Network, Cody Bellinger and that guy, Trent Grisham, hit 2-run home runs. Jazz Chisholm also went deep. Yankees extend their winning streak to 5, 10-4 over the White Sox. First baseman for Chicago, Miguel Vargas, left the game with a left wrist contusion after 3 innings. 3 innings after hitting his first career grand slam.
First pitch here, and Walker drives this one pretty deep to left center. It sends back onto the warning track. Looking up, see you later! Off the community leader sign. Christian Walker's second home run of the game, and the Astros lead it 4-3.
Yeah, he's been on some kind of heater. KBME 790 AM. Christian Walker homer twice, capping a tie-breaking shot in the 8th inning. Astros 4-3 over the Rockies. Jose Altuve also went deep. The Astros lead 2 games on the M's in the West. Jonah Tong makes his highly anticipated Major League debut later tonight. Mets Marlins trying to follow the lead of Nolan McLean, who won his first 3 big league starts, an ERA of sub-1. He won't win any, though, if they play D like they did on Thursday.
Pitch on the way, driven and over the shortstop's head. Lindor base hit. Hit so hard, bobbled in left field. Now the green light from Blake Lowry. He's running well and diving in and scoring is Jacob Marcy, who probably would have stopped if it wasn't bobbled by Nimmo in left field, but that was scorched. And Ramirez drives in the run. The Marlins have the lead.
That's 9:40 WINZ. That was the lead run, a 7th inning where they scored 3 times, all unearned thanks to 2 errors and a pass ball. The Mets gave up 5 unearned runs in a 7-4 loss to the Fish thanks to 3 total miscues.
Swing, line drive into right field, base hit. Here comes Cross, heading home. Here comes the throw, and it's way offline. The ball game is over. The Giants have swept the Cubs, and the wins keep on coming. They've won 5 in a row.
The great John Miller, KNBR, Jung-Hoo Lee, the game winner, walk off the Cubs 4-3. Diamondbacks take the Brewers 6-4, tagging Jose Quintana, and Cardinals 4-1 winners over the Pirates. Coming up, more fallout from the Micah Parsons trade, and Kyle Schwarber. Have yourself a night. That's on deck. You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Friday with week 1 of the college football season upon us, who are the biggest sleeper teams that have a chance to make a run to the college football playoff? We'll tell you on Sportsman, 6 a.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
The Odyssey Instant Win of the Week, brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Sacramento's incredible grit was on full display in their dramatic 7-6 extra innings victory over Detroit. They fought hard from behind and won in the bottom of the 10th with a walk-off walk for the winning run.
Swing by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your 15-minute drive-through oil change today. Get in, get out, and get back on the road. No appointment needed. Get coupons at VIOC.com.
Cap and J Hood.
It's so good to have you guys a part of my life. And when I tune in every day, even though I don't call in as much as I should, I keep it locked in all the time up here in the snow.
I appreciate you, Curtis. Thank you so much for listening.
This radio station is by far the best radio station.
Get Cap and J Hood podcasts on demand in the ESPN Chicago app, or listen weekdays 7 to 10 on ESPN 1000 and 100.3 HD2.
Mike Simpson here. Let's talk about that car you're driving. Disappointment. Has it been in the shop lately? If you've got a model year 2018 to 2025 and it's giving you constant trouble, might be a lemon. So get in touch with My Lemon Law Lawyer for a free case review. They have helped thousands of people, including a recent settlement of over $400,000. Get up to 3 times the cash value back. Text LEMON to 40333. LEMON to 40333. Accredited by the Better Business Bureau. It's LEMON to 40333. MyLemonLawLawyer.com.
Head to Safeway this week for these amazing deals for members. USDA choice beef ribeye, New York strip steak, or boneless beef tri-tip roast. Bone-in steak or untrimmed tri-tip roast. Buy one, get one free of equal or lesser value when you buy 2. Enjoy Ben & Jerry's ice cream, non-dairy ice cream, Talenti gelato, or Layers pint sizes, or Breyer's ice cream 1.5 quart, or Baskin-Robbins ice cream 14-ounce selected varieties. Buy one, get one free of equal or lesser value when you buy 2. Visit Safeway.com for more details. See you in the aisles.
The latest from Hallis Hall and wherever Bears roam in Chicago. Be an informed fan with ESPN Chicago. Brought to you by Costa Ivoni.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jim Basquill.
And ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more at Progressive.com.
Half-hour headlines on Sports Center all night.
Yeah, our top story is Micah Parsons dealt from the Cowboys to the Packers in a blockbuster a week before the season gets started. Kyle Schwarber becomes the 3rd player this year, 21st all-time with 4 home runs in 1 game. Yankees and Red Sox both win again, separated by a half game for the top AL wild card. College football at South Florida upend 25th-ranked Boise State in dominant style, while North Carolina State gets a late 4th down stop inside the 10 to fend off East Carolina.
The windup in the 2-1 from Quantrill. And a swing and a bomb. That will end the drought. Way up into the second deck, Kyle Schwarber puts the Phillies on the board with his 46th of the season. And the 3-2 again. And he swings and crushes one to right. Down the line, and this ball is fair, and it is gone. And it's another homer for Kyle Schwarber. His 2nd of the night. And the pitch. Swung on, hit of the air, left field. Profar turning, going back, looking up, and it is gone. It's a 3-homer game for Kyle Schwarber. It's a 3-run homer. It's a 6 RBI night for the Phillies slugger. Swung on, hit deep right field, and there's history for Schwarber. It's his 4th home run of the night as Kyle Schwarber becomes the first Philly since Michael Jack Schmidt to hit 4 homers in a game.
There you have it from Sports Radio 94 WIP. Kyle Schwarber, 4 home runs in Philadelphia's 19-4 rout of the Braves. 4th Philly player, 21st major leaguer all time to accomplish the feat. He was 4 for 6. Philly record 9 RBIs in the game. He took the outright national home run lead with 49, moved within 1 of Cal Raleigh for the major league lead. Leads the Bigs with 119 knocked in. Again, Michael Jack Schmidt back in 1976, the last Philly to do it. Schwarber following Eugenio Suarez and Nick Kurtz with 4 home run games this season.
Great night. I think great night all around. Knowles goes out there and for him to have that tough first inning, and he goes out there and he throws up a bunch of zeros right after that. And after we responded and felt like we kept the at-bats going the whole night. But yeah, it's pretty cool to go out there and do that. You get the opportunity for a 5th one, and I think against a position player. But yeah, it was a fun night. Great atmosphere. Wouldn't want to do it with a better group of guys that we have here, but. It was just a really good night, especially a big bounce back for us after, the series, and, we got another game to win.
Micah Parsons' Cowboys tenure is over.
The Packers were highly interested all along.
We can win in our minds more than had we gone the other route and signed.
This is a dark day for Cowboys Nation.
Our 4-time Pro Bowl edge rusher Micah Parsons headed to the Green Bay Packers. A trade by the Cowboys following the lengthy contract dispute. The Packers and Parsons agreed on record-setting $188 million 4-year deal, $136 million guaranteed, $47 million per. Becomes the highest non-paid quarterback in league history. Why Why, from the Cowboys' perspective, Dan Graziano?
It's still shocking. I mean, this is a player that shouldn't be traded. Like, he's an elite player. He's 26. It should have never come to this. But obviously it reached a point where the Cowboys decided either he didn't want to play for them anymore, they didn't want him around anymore, or some combination of the two.
In exchange, the Cowboys get three-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark, as well as 2 first-round picks in 26 and 27. The Cowboys end of the deal. The Joneses, Stephen and Jerry, on where they're coming from.
The facts are we need to stop the run. And we haven't been able to stop the run at key times for several years. And when you have the kind of extraordinary pass rush that Michael had, then the way to mitigate that pass rush is to run at you. If the pass rush doesn't get you ahead pretty big time and you're playing even or behind, then you've really got a problem in stopping the run.
The frustration is we hadn't been able to win the big game in the playoffs, and we think it is a direct connection to not being able to stop the run. And we think Kenny Clark's going to be a big piece to that. And we felt like because of our depth on the edge, as well as the ability to be able to scheme pressure, that we could make up for Micah, because obviously he's elite at rushing the passer, that we could make up for that. And then in addition to it, as Jerry said so well, is we do now have 2 1s in each draft over the next 2 years, and nothing says we can't use one of those to improve the team this year, which we wouldn't rule out.
Yeah, Micah, Jerry, he will return to Dallas with the Packers week 4 this season when Green Bay plays the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. No criticism, Jerry Jones says, none at all regarding the player.
Nothing in the world am I criticizing Micah about at all. And Micah's never been anything but so pleasant for me to be around. I want to be real clear. Things are good here. Things are good here. We have just decided that it was in the best interest of our team to take the consideration that we have. We appreciate his 4 years. But we can take that consideration and we can win in our minds more than had we gone the other route and signed him. That's not a negative on Micah. That's just unique to our circumstances.
Interesting, right? It might not be considered a rebuild. At least the Cowboys won't say it, but it's got to be a reset. What's the message to the fans, Jerry?
Well, again, we've certainly got a new coaching staff. And a third of all the players are new. And so obviously there is freshness. We'll use the word new on that basis. But we have the highest paid player in the NFL at quarterback. And we made that commitment last year, and we're proud we made it. It had everything to do with this decision. Everything. It is give us every opportunity with Dak Prescott and Lamb and the base that we've got to win now. And so all you need to do, this would, I'm not so sure this would have been results had we not had Dak. But the fact that we have Dak, we need to stop the run. We really do. We need to get the ball back.
Parsons and Reggie White, only players in league history, 12-plus sacks in each of their first 4 seasons. He's the second player in league history to change teams after making the Pro Bowl in each of his first 4 campaigns as well. So this wasn't the Herschel Walker trade, but maybe it could be, says Jones.
We have a chance to get a minimum of 3, and it could very easily be as many as 5. Really top players. And you got to look at 3 to 5 to 1 over who's going to help you win the most. And it was strictly that, because it's not only the draft picks that you have as currency, but is the available cap room. And we can take that available cap room that we were going to use with Micah, and we can pay 3 to 5 players with that we wouldn't have been able to pay. And so we chose to have numbers of players that we could pay handsomely, that would be those caliber of players.
All right, we'll see how that plays out. Former Cowboy great Michael Irvin on his YouTube channel saying personalities, frayed personalities, could have gotten involved here.
So in order for us to be right here, something had to go down. that hurt Jerry personally to make this crazy, dumb move. The gambler and his Cowboys. This is a gamble the gambler should not have taken. My personal opinion.
They're talking Parsons trade on Sportsmanlike this morning. ESPN Radio, ESPN2, ESPNU. Joe Fortenbaugh joins the show at 7:15 Eastern. That starts the guest list. Damien Woody follows at 7:30. Harry Douglas at 8. Mark Tauscher, Super Bowl champ and host of Wild and Tausch, ESPN Wisconsin, joins the show at 8:30. Bengals signing offensive guard Dalton Risner. He is definitely, according to Zach Taylor, going to get a shot at being active when they face the Browns September 7th. The 6-year vet, 81 starts with Broncos and Vikings. If the Bengals get off to another slow start, this could be the end of Taylor's tenure. They reached the Super Bowl in the 21 campaign, AFC title game the next season, but missed the playoffs the last 2 years thanks to those slow starts. 7-14-1 in September games, fourth worst mark among teams since 2019. Yeah, they got Trey Hendrickson his money, but it's about Burrow, Chase, and Higgins. That offense leading the way, Taylor.
Well, they represent what's great about our team, not only from a talent standpoint, from a person standpoint. I mean, they're worldwide superstars, and they work like superstars. I mean, their work ethic is what sets the tone for our team, and it's not all the time that you have that from your best players. We have that from those guys. They love to practice. They love to compete. They have the right mental attitude. They do a great job communicating with me on things they need, things they don't need. So I've got a lot of trust in those three guys, and they've earned that. And so their opinion matters to me on things because I trust the feedback they're always going to give me. And so I just think, from our team standpoint, to watch those guys walk out there and do something as simple as a coin toss, which I don't even think they really like doing it, to be quite honest with you. But it sends a message for our team, like these guys work hard and they're going to set the tone for us right out the gate.
Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin resuming practicing together this week as the Commanders prep for their season opener against the Giants. McLaurin back on the field after signing his contract extension on Tuesday, ending his lengthy absence. He's going into his 7th season and has the same Week 1 starting quarterback as the previous year for the first time in his career. His quarterback, Daniels.
I mean, it's bigger than ball. Obviously, he's earned that, and, you want to have people back who earn stuff, especially in this league, so he put in the work day in and day out, year in and year out, so he was very deserving of getting paid.
Now, on the subject of young quarterbacks, the flip side of that Jaden Daniels coin is Anthony Richardson. He got beat out by Daniel Jones in Indianapolis. GM Chris Ballard asked if they did their homework on the signal caller.
No, we knew. We knew he was wrong. We knew it was going to take time. I think everybody knew. Yeah. We knew it was going to be a little bit of a roller coaster. Absolutely. Just his history in college. And so that's just part of the growth. No, sometimes you got to take a swing. We took a swing. And look, I'm not ready to say that we missed because I don't think we have yet. I think Anthony has a bright future. I believe that.
Hey, college football this Saturday at high noon. It's 1 versus 3 to start the season. Texas and Ohio State. Mel Kiper Jr. joining Get Up on the hype surrounding Arch Manning.
48 years I've been covering college football. Never remember a game as anticipated as this one. It's all about Arch. He's only had 12 pass attempts after the month of September last year. Only 95 career pass attempts. Yet he's being talked about as the #1 pick in the draft, leading Texas to a national championship, winning a Heisman Trophy. That's a trifecta. That's a lot of pressure on a quarterback. Going up against Matt Patricia, new defensive coordinator. Remember Belichick against rookie quarterbacks? Didn't do too well, right? And his defense lost a lot of guys at Ohio State, but they returned some stars. They got a kid, Kenyatta Jackson Jr., coming off the edge. You got Sonny Styles at linebacker. You got Caleb Downs at safety, and Jermaine Matthews Jr. at corner. At Ohio State defense has some formidable talent on that side of the ball.
I'd say a game to look forward to. You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I'm Jim Baswell. U.S. Open, Coco, a winner.
Little chip and charge gets it done. Coco Gauff is a gamer. Yeah, now she can let out a little of that emotion in a positive way, because that was
was tough to watch late in that first set, where a couple of times we saw the tears from Coco Gauff.
Yeah, Coco Gauff, as heard on ESPN, overcame emotions and issues with her serve, beating Donna Vekic 7-6, 6-2 at Arthur Ashe Stadium, the two-time Grand Slam champ post-match.
Honestly, today was a tough match for me, but I'm just happy with how I was able to manage. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but I'm just happy to be back on this court, and you guys bring me so much joy, and the reason... Sorry. I'm like, sorry. Thank you. You guys really helped me a lot. So I'm doing this for myself, but I'm also doing it for you. And no matter how tough it gets inside, you can do it.
I can't imagine the pressure that you feel. How much do you feed off the energy of this crowd, the love, the support that they give you here in New York?
Oh, I feed off it a lot. Yeah, I mean, I've had some tough moments on this court, and you guys pull me through each time, so I really do appreciate it. That first set was tough for me, but you guys stayed cheering for me, so I really thank you guys.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic if you're watching it, right? You see a player that's emotional, crying out there, and it's the crowd wants to kind of pull her through, help her through it. And they did just that. Naomi Osaka, meantime, back into the third round of the U.S. Open for the first time since 2021, the year after she won her second championship at Flushing Meadows. She eliminated American Haley Baptiste 6-3, 6-1 in just 70 minutes. Venus Williams, meantime, with Leylah Fernandez, won women's doubles, a doubles match at the U.S. Open for the first time for her in more than a decade.
After your singles match, you said you didn't know if you had experienced a crowd that was that much behind you. And I have to say, this had to be pretty close here today.
Yes. Wow. Thank you, you guys. Thank you for showing up for us. Thank you to my partner, too. It's the best partner I ever played with outside of Serena. I think we're almost the same. We play the same style. I'm just a little bit bigger, but we're a great team, though, so thank you.
Yeah, don't leave Serena out. Make sure you don't leave Serena out of that. Women's favorite, Iga Swiatek, survived a scare. The 22 U.S. Open champ edged the Netherlands' Suzanne Lamens 6-1, 4-6, 6-4. Swiatek has won 16 of her last 17 matches. Coming up, more from Flushing Meadows, like the men's defending champ in play. We also have the night in the W and the night's top sounds ready to be heard. That's next. This is Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio.
Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN Radio. It's a showdown in the National League East.
Over the bleachers and gone. Kyle Schwarber. Wow.
The Braves at the Phillies. Coverage of Sunday Night Baseball begins at 6 Eastern with first pitch at 7 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN, the NFL. More Sports Center all night. Coming up next.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Baseball is all about precision, speed, keeping things running smoothly, just like your car. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we get you in, out, and back on the road in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed. With our fast professional service, you can spend less time in the shop and more time at the ballpark. Safe! Plus, our certified technicians check your fluids, tires, and more, all while you stay in your car. Swing by Valvoline Instant Oil Change today, because top performance isn't just for baseball. Coupons at VIOC.com. VIOC.com.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super size laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
We are your new home for the Chicago Bears. This is year 3.
Well, this is day 1 of the future.
All right, so Stan corrected. We're your
How about this? We're your home for the new Bears.
Oh, I like that.
We're your home for the new Bear.
I like it. This is the home of your new Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago.
Boom! That's your promo.
Right there.
Mike Simpson here. Let's talk about that car you're driving. Disappointment. Has it been in the shop lately? If you've got a model year 2018 to 2025 and it's giving you constant trouble, might be a lemon. So get in touch with My Lemon Law Lawyer for a free case review. They have helped thousands of people, including a recent settlement of over $400,000. Get up to 3 times the cash value back. Text LEMON to 40333. LEMON to 40333. Accredited by the Better Business Bureau. It's LEMON to 40333. MyLemonLawLawyer.com.
The Waddle and Sylvie audio experience.
Everything is blue sky and sunshine. Everything is soft serve ice cream and wine. It's all delicious.
Did you say soft serve ice cream and wine?
Yeah.
Is that a combination?
Ice cream, chillin', ice cream.
Waddle's a bad dessert guy. There's not many things that Waddle's bad at. That's his kryptonite.
Get Waddle and Sylvie podcasts on demand in the ESPN Chicago app or listen weekdays 2:30 to 6:30 ESPN Chicago. Tune into I'm Over It on ESPN Chicago's Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings 5 to 7. Brought to you by Roofers Union Local 11.
Listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jim Basquill.
You are indeed, and we remind you, news from the All Night Nation. Just hit us up on the Dr. Pepper call line. That's 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Yeah, we're back on Sports Center all night with more from the U.S. Open.
Wasn't a good serving day, but he closes out with back-to-back aces, 2 hours and a minute. Center through to round 3. We'll take on Shapovalov, who just won. Shapo played almost 4 hours to win, 3 hours, and they had played just once, and Center lost that match to Shapovalov at the Aussie 4 years ago.
As heard on ESPN, reigning men's champ Jannik Sinner powered into the third round of the U.S. Open, dispatching of Australia's Alexei Popyrin 6-3, 2-2 to extend his Grand Slam hardcourt winning streak to 23 matches. The Italian bidding to become the first man to repeat as champion since Roger Federer's 5-year run from 2004 to 2008. WNBA, the defending champs find a way.
Harrison, have a night. 16 points off the bench and a season high for Isabel Harrison.
As heard on My 9, you just heard Isabel Harrison, season high 16 points, helped the shorthanded Liberty beat the Mystics 89-63. They were missing 3 starters.
Another opportunity for points off of turnovers for the Seattle Storm, where they like to feast all season long. Diggins trying to get the step against Heidemann, powers it up and in for 2. Skylar Diggins got that break rolling. She's looked possessed in this second half, trying to take over this game.
FanDuel Sportsnet, Skylar Diggins scored 19 of 23 in the second half. Storm rallied from 21 down, beat the Lynx 93-79. They were 12 of 19 in the third quarter, 7 of 11 from beyond the arc to change the tone of that game. Kalia Copper scored 28. Phoenix beat Chicago 83-79. The Sky 9-29, just 4 wins on the road. The night's top sounds includes a mix of college football and the bigs, capped by 4 blasts from Kyle Schwarber. Nick DeLuca has the details.
Sports Center all night.
Oh my goodness, check it out on Sports Center tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you ready to take?
Number 5.
All right, Jim, start in Houston. Astros trying to get by the Rockies. Christian Walker went deep earlier, doing more damage in the 8th on KBME.
First pitch here, and Walker drives this one pretty deep to left center. It sends back onto the warning track. Looking up. See you later! A
off the community leader sign. Christian Walker's second home run of the game. And the Astros lead it 4-3.
Number 4.
Giants and Cubs tied in the 9th. Jung-Hoo Lee sending the fans home in San Francisco on KNBR.
Swing, line drive into right field, base hit. Here comes Cross, heading home. Here comes the throw, and it's way offline. The ball game is over. The Giants have swept the Cubs, and the wins keep on coming. They've won 5 in a row.
Number 3.
In Tampa, Boise and USF opening up the season. Bulls pulling out the tricks on opening night on Q105 FM.
Good snap. He's going to throw. It's a fake. He throws it downfield. Caught at the 10-yard line. To the 5. To the end zone. Touchdown, South Florida. Chase Leon to Singleton. The fake on the punt. And the Bulls find the end zone. Boy, oh boy, Singleton was 1-3. And Sam Leon got it there, but it took a while.
Number 2.
College football, another close game for Nebraska. Huskers down to the wire with Cincinnati. Malcolm Hartzog sealed it on the Huskers Radio Network.
2 receivers each way. Sorsby leans in, takes the snap, backpedals the throw. Blitz picked up. Harris went out deep, right sideline. 50-50 ball. It's picked off. The black shirts with the dagger. Malcolm Hartzog with a giant pick seals the night for the Big Red.
Number 1.
And Jim, our top sound of the night from Philadelphia. Phillies blowing out the Braves, and Kyle Schwarber just can't stop hitting homers on 94 WIP.
And everybody looking for history from Kyle Schwarber. The 1-2 on the way.
Swung on, hit deep right field, and there's history for Schwarber. It's his 4th home run of the night as Kyle Schwarber becomes the first Philly since Michael Jack Schmidt to hit 4 homers in a game. It's a 3-run home run that gives him 9 runs batted in tonight.
How about that feat happening 3 times this season alone? Schwarber hits 4 out on Thursday. The other big news, Micah Parsons dealt from the Cowboys to the Packers. He gets a 4-year, $188 million contract. Defensive tackle Kenny Clark and 2 first-round picks heading back to Dallas. Unsportsmanlike guest list starts with Joe Fortenbaugh this morning, Damian Woody at 7:30, Harry Douglas at 8, Mark Tauscher of Wild and Tausch at 8:30 Eastern. We'll talk that trade. Thanks for staying up all night. For producer Jake Boson and technical director Justin Osterwick, I'm Jim Baswell, and Sportsmanlike is next.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Friday with week 1 of the college football season upon us, who are the biggest sleeper teams that have a chance to make a run to the college?
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum, and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
The Odyssey Instant Win of the Week, brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Sacramento's incredible grit was on full display in their dramatic 7-6 extra innings victory over Detroit. They fought hard from behind and won in the bottom of the 10th with a walk-off walk for the winning run.
Swing by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your 15-minute drive-through oil change today. Get in, get out, and get back on the road. No appointment needed. Get coupons at VIOC.com.
Mike Simpson here. Let's talk about that car you're driving. Disappointment. Has it been in the shop lately? If you've got a model year 2018 to 2025 and it's giving you constant trouble, might be a lemon. So get in touch with My Lemon Law Lawyer for a free case review. They have helped thousands of people, including a recent settlement of over $400,000. Get up to 3 times the cash value back. Text LEMON to 40333. LEMON to 40333. Accredited by the Better Business Bureau. It's LEMON to 40333. MyLemonLawLawyer.com.
Head to Safeway this week for these amazing deals for members. USDA choice beef ribeye, New York strip steak, or boneless beef tri-tip roast, bone-in steak, or untrimmed tri-tip roast. Buy one, get one free of equal or lesser value when you buy two. Enjoy Ben & Jerry's ice cream, non-dairy ice cream, Talenti gelato, or Layers pint sizes, or Breyer's ice cream 1.5 quart, or Baskin-Robbins ice cream 14-ounce selected varieties. Buy one, get one free of equal or lesser value when you buy two. Visit Safeway.com for more details. See you in the aisles.
From the dugout to the vineyard, Dusty Baker's journey is as legendary as his swing.
Baker Family Wines celebrate Dusty's passion for handcrafted, small lot wines crafted with care right here in West Sacramento.
Join Dusty's Clubhouse for exclusive releases and tasting room specials and savor beautiful, balanced, European-inspired wines made for true fans.
This is the official wine of D-Lo and KC. Visit the tasting room and taste the story behind the legend today at BakerFamilyWines.com.
This summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted names like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga, delivered right to your door. Stock up for game day and stay refreshed, sparkling, still, or flavored. Whether you need a few cases or a few 5-gallon bottles, Water.com has you covered. The best part, you call the shots. Primo's water delivery is flexible to fit your schedule. Step up to the plate and hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands water delivery. Visit Water.com today to get started with great offers. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
From the State Street Studio, this is WMVP WTBC HD2, Chicago.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
The Dallas Cowboys need Micah Parsons. They don't have an identity on defense without it. This is all a part of the show.
I am just waiting on a player to be fed up with this, to be fed up with this charade.
I believe personally it's still for show.
How about them Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys are trading Micah Parsons, a 4-time Pro Bowl selection, to the Green Bay Packers.
Bye. Why don't you hit me with a little hello from Adele here on Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance. It's Michelle Smallman alongside Courtney Cronin and Myron Metcalf. You can be a part of Unsportsmanlike Nation on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Call us at 888-SAY-ESPN. That's 888-729-3776. ESPN Nation is presented by Dr. Pepper. It's not college football season without the delicious taste of an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. College football, it's a pepper thing. And guys, yes, it's week 1 in college football. Well, we cannot start with college football. We have to start with the news that rocked the sports world yesterday, rocked the NFL. A divorce was looming, according to our Adam Schefter, and yesterday they signed the papers. Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys moving on from Micah Parsons. He's going to the Green Bay Packers, and they have already reached an agreement on a 4-year, $188 million contract. Micah Parsons is going to receive $62 million in the first new year of the deal, $120 million fully guaranteed, a total of $136 million guaranteed. He's the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, in NFL history. And what did the Cowboys get in return? 2 first-round picks and DT, defensive tackle, Kenny Clark. Good morning, everyone. As you can see, as our resident Green Bay Packers fan, I'm wearing a cheese head. I couldn't be happier. This is an amazing move for the Green Bay Packers. And guys, I don't know what the heck Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys are thinking. Myron, why don't we start with you? What's your reaction to the Micah Parsons move yesterday?
I mean, I couldn't believe it like everybody else. You know, I grew up in Wisconsin, diehard Packers fans, family full of them. And they're all talking reckless right now. My brothers are calling me. They're saying Super Bowl. They're saying Philly who. So people are excited. They haven't been this excited in a long, long time. But one of the more surprising trades ever in sports history in my time.
I mean, I'm stunned. I was stunned when it happened. I'm still stunned this morning. I just need to know, Michelle, you're in Bristol today. You're in Vegas East. You're not at your normal New York studio. Did you bring the cheesehead with you? Since we were talking about this all morning yesterday, there was some premonition that I feel like we all had. Yep. No one talking to Dan Graziano saying, he told us that sources were being a little cagey with him. Looks like there might be something that was going to happen. And we've been talking about the Green Bay Packers because of Brian Gutekunst's comments, because Micah Parsons left DFW. He was spotted at the airport. Shout out to whoever took that photo of him at TSA. I believe that's a felony.
That was good.
Or maybe a misdemeanor. You're not supposed to have cameras out at security, people, but someone alerted us that he's getting on a plane. We're like, where is he going? Is he going to get that second opinion on his back? I'm sure his back feels great this morning. And then he ends up in Green Bay. Like, did you bring the cheesehead from home because you knew this was going to happen, or you were willing this into existence?
That was a great question, Courtney, because you're right. Yesterday, after we spoke to Dan Graziano right here on Unsportsmanlike, and go back and listen to the podcast if you missed any of that conversation. It was a great one. You can get it wherever your podcasts are found. But Dan said to us that a resolution could be coming, and it could be coming quickly. Now, we didn't know which lane that resolution would go down. Does that mean that Micah Parsons and Jerry Jones are putting their beef aside and they're going to come to the table and they're going to make a deal? Or did that mean, as Dan was alluding to, the resolution could be elsewhere? We had heard the stuff about Green Bay. It's been percolating for about a week, but we knew that we might be on the precipice of something happening. We didn't know exactly what. But to answer your question, no, I did not bring this cheesehead with me. Okay. Yes, I have one at my desk in New York City. Yes, I have Packers gear in New York ready to go at any time. This just so happens to be in Bristol. Like, this is the thing about being a Packers fan. You just have fellow Packers fans wherever you go. And I just was lucky enough that there was a cheesehead here in the studio. I tell you, man, this is heavy, though. I need to do some neck exercises. I got to get a stronger neck if I'm going to be a Packers fan.
Well, how pumped are you that you get to go to a game this year? And the defense, the complexion of that defense is going to look a lot different. And I know that we were all wondering what the price was going to be. I honestly thought, if we're talking about a player for a player, because Schefter puts out that tweet before the compensation's known, he said it'll be 2 first-round picks and a high-end, high-caliber, whatever the phrasing was, player. I'm thinking Rashawn Gary's out of here, right?
Yeah,
like, you're going to trade a defensive end for a defensive end. And it's Kenny Clark now. No disrespect. He had like a sack last year and he's an interior guy. But you've got Rashawn Gary on one side, Michelle, Micah Parsons on the other. Like, is there a better pass rush in football? I can't think of one off the top of my head right now.
No, this Packers defense is going to be formidable. This team in general certainly took an exponential step forward as far as our expectations for them are concerned. Myron, you said your family is talking crazy because a lot of them are in Wisconsin. The first thing that I thought of was, okay, no more excuses. Jordan Love, I need you to be consistent. I need you to stay healthy. I need you to stop with those turnovers, because you have no excuses now. The Green Bay Packers, in my opinion, are right there with the Philadelphia Eagles as far as the NFC when we're talking Super Bowl contenders, and they better get this done. You add Micah Parsons to this defense that's already a formidable unit, you take a step forward. The expectations are raised for your organization. And guys, there's so many tentacles to get into with this story. We can talk about how we arrived at this point with Jerry Jones and the way he goes about these contract negotiations, and how a star player finally said enough is enough and he pushed somebody to the brink and now they're out of there. We need to talk, of course, about the Packers and the expectations for them, the ripple effects across the NFC North and the NFC as a whole. But gosh, on the Dallas Cowboys side of this, there is so much for us to break down. What this means for the organization, what this means for Dak Prescott, what this means for Brian Schottenheimer, a first-time head coach who's trying to get a team together to go out there and compete. Not great, but Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, after the deal was made yesterday, had a press conference. And a lot of Cowboys fans were saying, Jerry, what the hell? What are we doing here? Take me through this. Why would you make this move? Why would you trade Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers? And this is the explanation that Jerry Jones gave.
The facts are we need to stop the run. And we haven't been able to stop the run at key times for several years. And when you have the kind of extraordinary pass rush that Michael had, then the way to mitigate that pass rush is to run at you. If the pass rush doesn't get you ahead pretty big time, and you're playing even or behind, then you've really got a problem in stopping the run. What?
What indeed? First of all, calling him Michael, I mean, what are we doing here? What are we doing? The disrespect continues. I'm sure Micah is glad to have that in his rear view. But Myron, you hear Jerry Jones give the explanation that he's moving on from Micah Parsons because he needs to stop the run, and your reaction is what?
He doesn't believe any of that, right? At the end of the day, Micah Parsons is a generational talent. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, fine, let's say you get to a point where you say, we have to divorce, it's over. You definitely can't trade him in the NFC, and you certainly can't trade him to a team that's a contender in the NFC, a team that just beat you in the playoffs a couple of years ago. So none of the reasoning or rationale makes sense. And I have to believe that there were people in that office, in that front office, saying, Jerry, don't do it. And he just said, I'm Jerry Jones, I'll do what I want. None of this makes sense at all to me.
It's funny because I bet Jerry, when they were setting up this press conference and they're preparing him for different talking points, he's like, find me a stat I can use to prove that we are a better defense without Micah Parsons. Oh, wait, here's the vulnerability. You guys were 31st against the run a couple of years ago. Last year, they were 29th. They were 16th the year before that. It's like, all right, here's the one weakness. Point at this. What are we doing? You calling him like Yannick Ngakoue for lack of a better phrase here? Like, this guy isn't just a pass rush specialist. No disrespect to Yannick Ngakoue, but when you think about one-dimensional defensive linemen, guys who have one element of their game that they're known for, that they specialize in, and then they're a liability elsewhere. In Jerry's case here, he's saying against the run. That's so disingenuous. This guy is a defensive player of the year finalist just about every single year. He wasn't last year because he was hurt for a couple of games. But to act like he's a one-dimensional player, 2 first-round picks and trading a player back in return doesn't exactly back that claim. So I get he's got to find some sticking point here, but to talk about it in such simple terms, saying, oh, we have to get better against the run, that is, it's so disingenuous. But I know he's grasping at straws here, knowing that he just traded his best defensive player of recent franchise history to a rival, guys. Like, Michelle, we talked about this yesterday. I understand Micah Parsons was playing for the Dallas Cowboys in the 2023 season when Green Bay went to Dallas as a 7 seed and hung 48 on them in that playoff game, one of the most heartbreaking losses Jerry's ever talked about. But they've become a rival of the Dallas Cowboys since the 90s. Why didn't you send him to the AFC of all places?
Right.
You sent him to a team that when you become a contender once again with all these draft picks, you're going to be facing the Green Bay Packers now for the next decade of trying to overcome the losses that you've had against this team. And you're going to be facing the player that you sent out the building. How does that make a shred of sense, not sending him to, I don't know, the Miami Dolphins or somewhere else?
Right. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. And honestly, if I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, I can't even tell you how I feel right now. I probably feel angry. I probably feel despondent. I probably feel disrespected. For Jerry and Stephen Jones to sit up yesterday, and that's the reasoning that they're giving their fan base as to why they moved on from one of the most dominant, productive, and certainly most versatile defensive players in the NFL, who's entering his prime, guys. This is a player who just turned 26 years old. He is just entering his prime. He's the second player in NFL history to rack up 12 or more sacks in each of his first 4 seasons, and that's while dealing with injuries. You know exactly how good Micah Parsons is. You know exactly what he brings to your football team. And because of your ego and because of these contract negotiations that you couldn't get a grip on, now he's out the door. And to your point, Courtney, he's in the NFC. He's going to a team that came into our house 2 years ago with the youngest team in the NFL and embarrassed us. And your reasoning behind it is that you want to stop the run? If I'm a Cowboys fan, I don't even know how to begin to process this, Myron.
Well, yeah, and listen, Cowboys fans are probably Mavericks fans too. They're still getting over the Luka breakup, right? And then they were like, you know what, we're going to test the waters again. We'll become fans again. We're heartbroken. Let's see what's on the Sports Fan app. You link up with the Cowboys, you're excited, and then Micah Parsons gets traded. That's the most heartbroken fan base maybe of all time. Like, they just can't catch a break.
Yeah, yikes. I can imagine what Dallas fans have been going through over the past calendar year. You can always join us on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. That's Newsroom on Sportsmanlike Nation. And we have a caller who wants to jump in right now, guys. Mason, who is watching on ESPN2. He's in Fort Worth. We have a Texan on the line. Mason, what do you have to say? How are you feeling this morning about the news that Micah Parsons is headed to Green Bay?
I think it's great.
What?
Now, first and foremost, I am not a Cowboy fan. I'm a football fan.
Okay.
But here's the deal. You put a list up on the TV. Nobody with the highest paid defensive end who is only a pass rusher has won anything in the NFL. Your list proves it. Dallas's defense stinks. Dallas's team stinks with or without Micah Parsons. Jerry now has 4 first-round picks. He has cap space that he desperately needs. He finally can do something that he hadn't been able to do in 30 years. The Packers overpaid for Micah Parsons. They better hope and pray to the cheeseheads in the sky that Micah Parsons gets 25 sacks a year to justify that contract. Micah Parsons can only do one thing, rush the passer. He can't stop the run. And everybody's comparing this to the Luka Doncic trade down here. They should have got rid of Doncic, too. He ain't met a Big Mac he can't stop eating. Doncic would have got you 30, 10, and 10 every night and gave up 30, 10, and 10 every night.
Have you seen Luke on the cover of Men's Health? He's looking pretty good, looking pretty cut, looking pretty fit.
Hey, what's with y'all coffee down there right now? Like, y'all didn't even, I know they didn't sleep. Like, you can tell all these Dallas people, like, they didn't sleep. Like, so they're just saying ridiculous things, I feel like.
Yeah, and if you wanted Jerry to make this move, why didn't he do it in the spring? Why did he wait until right now? Why wouldn't you have done it earlier in the timeline?
If he would have done it earlier, do you think he'd be getting a team that isn't going to be drafting in the 20s for the next couple years? I mean, think about it. Those first-round picks, I know it seems like a lot. They drafted in the first round this year, 23rd. That was Matthew Golden, the wide receiver that's going to be their wide receiver 1. 2 years ago, 2024, they drafted 25th. The highest they've drafted in the last 5 years is 13th. So it's not like you're getting a franchise game-changing plug-and-play day one starter in the top 10 of the draft order. Like, did you make this trade with the Green Bay Packers expecting, they're going to be bad the next couple of years? These are going to be premium first-round picks? No, of course you didn't. That's nonsensical.
Well, coming up next here on Unsportsmanlike, alongside Myron Medcalf, and Courtney Cronin, we have more reaction from Jerry's presser. But first, Courtney, the Cowboys need another pass rusher. Where should they go to find one?
You could probably go to ZipRecruiter and do that. You guys have heard of speed dating, but what if there was something similar for hiring? Maybe finding another defensive end, especially if you are running a growing business. There is. It's called Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You can post your job today and talk to interested qualified candidates tomorrow. Simply select a time, and Zip Intro is going to find and schedule qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to connect with and meet great people back-to-back with video calls starting as soon as the next day. Better yet, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
We are on September 2nd moving to ESPN Radio, which is also my roots. I'm proud to say
the return of Rich Eisen.
To be able to go back to where my career started was something that I never thought possible.
September 2nd, weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teens require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall. Like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Baseball is all about precision, speed, keeping things running smoothly, just like your car. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we get you in, out, and back on the road in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed. With our fast professional service, you can spend less time in the shop and more time at the ballpark. Safe! Plus, our certified technicians check your fluids, tires, and more, all while you stay in your car. Swing by Valvoline Instant Oil Change today, because top performance isn't just for baseball. Coupons at VIOC.com. VIOC.com.
This is Al.
It is our privilege to welcome in the great Al Michaels.
And this is Mike.
Mike Tirico is in our studio.
They talk to a lot of people about sports.
You know, it's always great to talk with you guys. It's my favorite call-in show.
And they enjoy talking to Waddle and Sylvie the most.
I travel around the country. There's no radio show I like listening to more. I like coming on more.
So be like Mike.
I say it all the time. I love you guys. You guys are as good as it gets.
And Al.
Unbelievable.
And talk to Waddle and Sylvie.
I can listen to you guys.
Afternoons on ESPN 1000.
From the dugout to the vineyard, Dusty Baker's journey is as legendary as his swing.
Baker Family Wines celebrate Dusty's passion for handcrafted, small lot wines crafted with care right here in West Sacramento.
Join Dusty's Clubhouse for exclusive releases and tasting room specials and savor beautiful, balanced European-inspired wines made for true fans.
This is the official wine of D-Lo and KC. Visit the tasting room and taste the story behind the legend today at BakerFamilyWines.com.
This summer, beat the heat and hydrate like the pros with Primo Brands, the official water of Major League Baseball. From Poland Spring to Pure Life to Saratoga, sparkling, still or flavored, Primo delivers your favorite premium waters right to your door. Whether it's a few cases for the big game or 5-gallon bottles for the whole household, we've got you covered at water.com. With flexible delivery schedules, you call the shots. No heavy lifting, no last-minute store runs, just cold, refreshing water when you need it. Step up to the plate and stay refreshed all season long. Order now at water.com for exclusive offers. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Weekdays, now noon to 3 on Chicago's home for sports, ESPN Chicago.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Micah Parsons, he's out of the toxicity. He's on to stability. It's Unsportsmanlike, and we're presented by Progressive Insurance. With insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles, just call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. I'm Michelle Smallman, alongside Myron Medcalf and Courtney Cronin. It is Unsportsmanlike, and we're presented by Progressive Insurance. And in case you haven't heard, in case you were busy yesterday, in case you didn't tune into the show until right now and you need some info, Micah Parsons is out of Dallas. That's right. Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons, the divorce has happened. He's on his way to Green Bay. And there's a ton of reaction all morning long for this. There's a lot of residue from this, a lot of ripple effects as we go across the NFL and the NFC specifically with this. But first, let's break down the Dallas Cowboys of it all, guys. We need to talk about how we arrived at this point. This was a very messy road to get here. Micah and Jerry had a conversation back in the spring where Micah thought that they were allegedly talking about leadership. Jerry Jones thought in that meeting that they had talked contract and that they had had a deal. Micah said, whoa, 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 my representation, David Mulligetta, hasn't been involved in this. Let me get him into the fold. Jerry said, I don't think so. I'm not dealing with the agent. And that spawned an incredible back and forth between the two parties that arrived in the inevitable divorce. But Jerry Jones has been pretty steadfast, guys, especially earlier this month, that he wasn't going to move on from Micah Parsons, that he wasn't going to trade him. Well, yesterday, he and Stephen Jones had a press conference after the deal went down, and Jerry was asked about those comments, saying he wouldn't trade Micah. Here's what he had to say.
You had said a couple weeks ago in an interview with Stephen A. that you were never considering trading Micah Parsons. Was that a tactic at the moment, or did your tune eventually change in the last couple of weeks?
Do you really think if I wanted someone to be interested in him that I would say, oh, I'm going to trade him? It's the opposite. It's the opposite, of course. And I thank you for writing it. I really do.
Courtney, back on August 2nd, Jerry said he's not going to trade Micah Parsons. He called Micah's trade request, quote, just a part of a negotiation. And he said, one thing I would say to our fans, don't lose any sleep over it. Well, I'm sure a lot of Cowboys fans lost some Z's last night after they found out Micah Parsons was leaving Dallas. But, Courtney, your reaction to Jerry saying that this was all part of his master plan?
I mean, it's a convenient excuse right now. It's easy to say that and be like, look, I'm a master negotiator. Of course, I'm not going to act like I want this guy out of here because I'm not going to get the return that I want. But the second part of that, I think, is the worst, where he told Cowboys fans, don't lose any sleep over this. You told your fan base, trust me, I'm going to make sure that this guy stays here. The team will be fine. The best defensive player we've had in recent history will be in the fold. You lied to your fans. And I understand sometimes that comes with business. Sometimes that comes with strategizing how you can get a good return for players. But knowing the ego of this all and knowing how Jerry Jones operates here, he doesn't trade players of Micah Parsons' caliber out of the building all that often. It's happened one other time since he bought the franchise in the late 80s. And, I think he's just trying to rationalize it however he can to make himself sound like, oh, look, I was a step ahead. Look at me playing 4D chess. I said I didn't want to trade him because I wanted to run the price up, and I got 2 first-round picks back in return and a player. He obviously didn't want it to come to this because you're not a better team when Micah Parsons is not in your defense. I think the way you can rationalize it, the way that you can look at this and say, all right, well, it might work out, is the picks that you get back in return. And Dallas, after all these years, can finally start to reset this roster and not keep trying to force it through and say, okay, we're a real contender this year. Not with the state of the division right now, not with the state of the NFC right now, certainly not the team that you just sent Micah Parsons to. And, you know, I think he's grasping for straws because he's got to make himself sound like he won this. And very clearly right now, in the short term, he didn't. Long term, we might be talking about something completely different. But to say that he was, you know, trying to not make this happen, then all of a sudden he does, and then calling us all fools for thinking that he was not telling the truth initially. What? That doesn't make any sense.
Myron, you buying it?
No, I'm not buying anything. I think he thought the power of the star would work again, right? Eventually, CeeDee Lamb, you know, Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott, eventually they worked things out in Dallas. And I think that's what he expected, I think, with Micah Parsons. But I think he essentially was calling Micah Parsons a liar. I think that's where this all started. He was saying, we had a deal and you reneged on the deal. And I thought Micah Parsons felt like that was too far and he didn't want any part of what Jerry Jones was offering after that.
But what I can never understand, getting back to the beginning of all of this, is why Jerry Jones would be averse to having an agent be involved in any contract negotiation. Players employ the agent to protect them. Players employ the agent to get involved in these matters. Why would Jerry think that in any conversation, whether it was a handshake agreement, a head nod, a verbal agreement, whatever, that an agent wouldn't have to sign off on this?
Because it's a power play. Because Micah's one of his one percenters. He's his Emmitt Smiths. He's his Michael Irvins, where when you are that caliber, you're not the right guard, you're not the number 2 wide receiver. It's, hey, son, come here. We're going to do this between us. We don't need an agent stepping in trying to drive up the price. I'm going to give you my best offer. You're going to agree to it. It was a power play that failed on him because it's worked just about every other time.
It certainly did fail because now Micah Parsons is on his way to the Green Bay Packers. And Jerry said his fans shouldn't lose any sleep. He probably didn't, because yesterday it was announced that the Dallas Cowboys are the most valuable franchise in sports, worth $13 billion.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teens require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out, because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style, like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under, plus just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale is going on now. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
The Odyssey Instant Win of the Week, brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Sacramento's incredible grit was on full display in their dramatic 7-6 extra innings victory over Detroit. They fought hard from behind and won in the bottom of the 10th with a walk-off walk for the winning run.
Swing by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your 15-minute drive-through oil change today. Get in, get out, and get back on the road. No appointment needed. Get coupons at VIOC.com.
From the dugout to the vineyard, Dusty Baker's journey is as legendary as his swing.
Baker Family Wines celebrate Dusty's passion for handcrafted, small lot wines crafted with care right here in West Sacramento.
Join Dusty's Clubhouse for exclusive releases and tasting room specials and savor beautiful, balanced, European-inspired wines made for true fans.
This is the official wine of D-Lo and KC. Visit the tasting room and taste the story behind the legend today at BakerFamilyWines.com.
This summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted names like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga, delivered right to your door. Stock up for game day and stay refreshed, sparkling, still, or flavored. Whether you need a few cases or a few 5-gallon bottles, Water.com has you covered. The best part, you call the shots. Primo's water delivery is flexible to fit your schedule. Step up to the plate and hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands water delivery. Visit Water.com today to get started with great offers. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Auto insurance rates start as low as 99 cents a day and launch your policy within minutes. Freeway Insurance understands that everybody wants to save, and sometimes they need to do it fast. Freeway Insurance has the best prices, the best options, and can get you insured in minutes. The Freeway team can help you save time and money with an instant quote made to fit your budget. For great auto insurance at an affordable price, Freeway Insurance is the answer. Visit freeway.com or tap the link below. Freeway, driving savings. Some restrictions and fees may apply. Quoted price for liability premium only.
Cap and J Hood.
It's so good to have you guys a part of my life. And when I tune in every day, even though I don't call in as much as I should, I keep it locked in all the time. I'm up here in the snow.
I appreciate you, Curtis. Thank you so much for listening.
This radio station is by far the best radio station.
Get Cap and J Hood podcasts on demand in the ESPN Chicago app, or listen weekdays 7 to 10 on ESPN 1000 and 100.3 HD2.
Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp and wrinkle resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag and it will remain wrinkle free. It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and use code TIKI for 20% off at collarsandco.com.
Before you begin your road trip, ask yourself, do you really need 5 full suitcases? With the new 2026 Kia Sportage X Pro's class-leading cargo space, you'll have room for what you need. Find out more at your local Kia dealer today. Keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely and obey all traffic laws. Comparisons based on second row legroom and cargo space behind second row seats in the subcompact SUV class according to Kia segmentation as of June 2025.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. There was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned, so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Chicago's home for sports is on Twitch. See what we're up to. Follow ESPN 1000 Chicago today.
Evan Canty and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Micah Parsons is being paid in Green Bay.
We're a little bit shocked that it happened because it's not something that the Green Bay Packers do a ton of.
For the Packers, it makes everyone on that defense significantly better.
This is not just all in for 2025. You've gotten a guy who's going to be good for you for the next 4 years.
This puts them firmly, to me, in that window of, yes, this is a Super Bowl contender. And it opens up the window for 3 or 4 years, for as long as Micah Parsons is under this contract.
Sportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, and we're presented by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renters insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote renters insurance at progressive.com. No Canty, no Evan Cohen today, although I did hear from both of them yesterday congratulating me as a Packers fan now that Micah Parsons is headed to Green Bay. But we've got Myron Metcalf and Courtney Cronin hanging out. And guys, we've been going through this Micah Parsons move, the Dallas Cowboys trading away Micah to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first-round picks and DT Kenny Clark. And we've heard from Jerry Jones in the press conference yesterday. We've talked about how this affects the Dallas Cowboys. But now let's spin it to the other side and what this means for the Green Bay Packers. You add one of the most productive, disruptive, and versatile pieces to your defense. That raises expectations. And by the way, this guy is entering his prime. He just turned 26 years old. You signed him to a 4-year extension. That window that you had to win it's open. It is certainly open, which brings pressure. So the odds, Nuno, if you could put that back up on the screen here for the Green Bay Packers, obviously the lines changed yesterday. The odds for the Packers to win the NFC improved from 10-1 to plus 550. That's now tied with the Detroit Lions for the second best odds. Now for the Super Bowl, their odds improved from 20-1 to 14-1, which are the sixth best odds. Myron, when you think about what this means for the Green Bay Packers, how does this ramp up those Super Bowl expectations?
Well, I grew up in Wisconsin, like I said, diehard Packers family. I think about all the other moments that were just like this. Reggie White shows up, Packers win a Super Bowl. Charles Woodson shows up, Packers win a Super Bowl. And I think this could be that for the Green Bay Packers with Micah Parsons. I think it really changes the entire landscape, not just of the NFC, but the entire NFL. Philly is the defending champion. Everybody knows how great they are. And I think there's every reason to believe that they can repeat as champions. But what else do you have in the NFC? A lot of question marks. Washington with a young quarterback. Can Jaden Daniels do it again? Matthew Stafford at 37 with a bad back. You look at the NFC North, Detroit losing both coordinators. Do you believe in J.J. McCarthy? I feel like the Packers are right there behind Philadelphia. And I think it's reasonable to feel like they have a chance to get to the NFC Championship game and see what happens from here. I think this is that kind of a monumental trade that changes the entire landscape of the league.
We talk about Micah Parsons' age a lot because he's 26 years old. Green Bay makes this trade. They give him the 4-year extension immediately. If all goes well, you have him for a decade. Pass rushers can play into their mid-30s and still be incredibly effective. So, of course, when you think about Super Bowl window, you think it's going to be open for a while. But I said this yesterday when this was percolating. I'm doubling down on it today. They need to win the Super Bowl in the next 2 years. They absolutely do not make this move if they don't feel the pressure to do so. Why? Matt LaFleur, their head coach, Brian Gutekunst, their general manager, do not have contract extensions. Their deals are up after this year. It was a big story in the offseason. And then there was this justification of, well, let's see how this year goes. It doesn't feel like they're on the hot seat. You don't make a move like this if you're not feeling the pressure to win right now, to take advantage of, as Myron pointed out, in NFC, where your top contenders all are legitimate, but every single one of them you can poke holes in. Philly, in their defense, and the pieces that are now out the door and somewhere else. You had a top 5 defense in Green Bay last year. Does this take you to top 2? Number 1 defense? Potentially. It very well should, given the magnitude of the trade that you made, the picks that you gave up, and the caliber of the player that you brought in. So it's not just Super Bowl or bust. It's not just all in Green Bay. It's you better do it right now or at the very latest in 2026.
Yeah, this is the Packers pushing their chips in. They're looking at what they believe to be a franchise quarterback in Jordan Love. They're looking at the defense that they had last year, now adding Micah Parsons to it. Obviously, that fortifies the defense in a very significant way. And they're looking at all the young talent that they have around Jordan Love on the offensive side of the ball. I kept saying this even before the Micah trade, that I thought the Packers were dangerous because of that youth and that window being open, because you have a lot of young pieces on that offense that are young enough to still be malleable, but also they've been to the playoffs the past 2 years, so they have that callus of knowing how to get to the postseason and win some games. Then you draft Matthew Golden, the first time the Packers have taken a wide receiver in the first round in 23 years, to give Jordan Love what's hopefully a true number 1 wide receiver. And now you're telling me you're adding Micah Parsons to this? Yeah, we're talking about a team that should be going to the Super Bowl. We're talking about a team that should be winning a Super Bowl, and the pressure is on.
Isn't it crazy how young they are, too?
They're so young.
You've brought this up multiple times, Michelle. We usually don't find out, like the NFL will put out youngest rosters the week going into the opener. And last year they had the youngest team in the NFL. The offense, think about where Jordan Love is right now. He got his big extension. They now have 2 players that they're paying more than $100 million to on these contracts, both Jordan Love and Micah Parsons. But he's in his, 25, 26 years old. Micah Parsons, 26 years old. All of these receivers are babies. When you think about it, to be one of the youngest teams and now to have this runway to go multiple years being a contender, if all goes well, like the Packers are the new breed in the NFC. And I know it's a brand that has been around for a very long time. They are always competitive, but this takes you from good to great and from great to perennial Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, and you have to think about Dallas Cowboys fans this morning, especially Courtney, as you're outlining that. Okay, so you just moved on from Micah Parsons, who's entering his prime at 26 years old and who's incredibly productive, one of the best players in the NFL. And you ship him off to a team that 2 years ago came into your house and beat you. You're looking in the playoffs. And you're looking at the construction of this team and you're like, wow, that front office, Brian Gutekunst, how smart are they? Look at this young talent that they've compiled. Look how they passed the baton from quarterback to quarterback to quarterback. Now they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, hopefully, or at least that's the expectation for years to come. Oh, the team that just won the Super Bowl in our division in the Philadelphia Eagles, same thing. They negotiate deals early. They make sure if they're moving on from people that they reload. They always have a plan and they're always fortifying and tinkering with that roster. Smart front office. And what do the Cowboys have? Jerry Jones, who once again let his ego get in the way of what's best for the Dallas Cowboys and what's best for this franchise, Myron.
Yeah, I mean, let's all be honest. Jerry Jones operates off vibes at this point. You know, like,
vibes only.
I don't know that there's a real plan attached to anything. To your point, obviously Green Bay goes all in. They go get Micah Parsons. I think this is a move. Yes, it's going to matter during the regular season, but defensive playmakers change the entire postseason playoff picture. So I think that's where it'll matter even more. But you can't trade him in the NFC, and you can't trade him to a rival, a team that you lost to a couple years ago. That's the part that doesn't make sense. If Jerry Jones says it was time to move on, there's no other way to make this marriage work, Micah Parsons was done, fine, that happens. But you cannot move him to a team that could hurt you down the line, not this season, but for years to come. So that's how you know that Dallas didn't have any plan when it came to this Mike Parsons situation.
There's so much more on the Cowboys side of this. But, Courtney, I want to utilize your expertise here while we're talking about the NFC. So for those who don't know, because Courtney Cronin is a true slasher, you see her everywhere. She's a radio host. She's a television host. She's an analyst. She's a writer. She's doing everything. She also, of course, covers the Chicago Bears for us here at ESPN. And, Courtney, I have to ask you, what was the reaction from Bears fans and the reverberations that we're seeing across the NFC North specifically after the Micah Parsons deal went down yesterday?
So this happens, I want to say at like 3:54 Central Time, and my radio hit, my weekly hit on Waddle and Sylvie on ESPN 1000, our affiliate here in Chicago, was 4 o'clock. So I'm like, oh boy, I know that Tommy Waddle's going to be feeling some type of way about this and what it means for the Chicago Bears, knowing that they did not do the same level of upgrading to their pass rush this offseason. And the reaction I saw upon tweeting about this, upon interacting with fans is, wow, we have to face this guy now twice in a season. We have to face this guy not knowing who our left tackle is going to be week 1, let alone for the rest of the year when they face them week 14 and then again week 16. And I sent some text out last night to some sources in Detroit and in Minnesota to get their reaction too, one of which was, I have hated this team forever, and now I hate them even more. This changes the landscape of the division because we've put those odds up from ESPN Bet about the NFC North, and it was Detroit's to win, and it wasn't like they were a runaway favorite this year, but they were still the front runner. That flips it on its head. This is Green Bay's division now, and them going all in to, like, when you are a Micah Parsons away from being a Super Bowl contender, that instantly jumps you to the top of your division. That instantly makes these games more competitive. This is already the most competitive division in the NFL, and what these games become. Green Bay and the Lions play in week 1. And then, of course, you know, the Bears and the Vikings play week 1. Like, this is must-see TV. Like, this changes where the eyeballs go in the NFL back to what has been called for a long time, the black and blue division, because of how physical it is, because of how good these defenses are. As of right now, you have 3 of the best defenses in the NFL in one division. Like, the balance of power here is insane on that side of the ball of how saturated it is between these 4 teams.
Myron, in your opinion, is the NFC North the Packers now to lose?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, especially Matt LaFleur and Brian Gutekunst, they know that, right? You don't go all in on a move like this. Certainly, it's Green Bay's division lose.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that, as you said, Courtney, this disrupts the balance of power in a pretty significant way. And looking across the division specifically, yes, you're expecting big things from Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, but it's year 2 for Caleb, year 1 for Ben Johnson, year 1 of the 2 of them together. We don't really know how long it's going to take for that to develop. I believe in Kevin O'Connell, certainly, but Is he really going to be able to immediately get the magic out of J.J. McCarthy like he did with Sam Darnold and Kirk Cousins prior to that? Yes, the Detroit Lions have a great foundation, and I also believe in Dan Campbell. But what's it going to look like without Frank Ragnow? And, of course, Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. There's just a lot of questions across the division, and while those questions persist, Green Bay went and added an exclamation point. They removed a question, and they added a different punctuation, and that's an exclamation point. And I know, talking to other Packers fans, talking to people in Green Bay yesterday, the expectation is for them to win the division and for them to go to the Super Bowl. If not this year, definitely within the next 2 years. The pressure is on. And for what already was a very fascinating division, as you mentioned, Courtney, this is the most interesting division in football. I know we're going to look at the AFC West and all the coaches there, the different moves that they've made. If I could watch one division in football this year, it's not just because I'm a Packers fan. It's going to be the NFC North because of everything that they have going on and how volatile in a good way that division could be. Also, how about Dak Prescott? You think he's calling up Jerry being like, hey, buddy, week 4, now I got Micah coming at me as we have to take on the Packers in week 4? Thanks a lot. Like, God, I can't even imagine what those conversations are going to be like. Well, coming up next, let's keep on the Green Bay side of this and talk specifically about their quarterback in Jordan Love. He wanted Micah Parsons. He got him. But now what does that mean for the expectations we have for him under center? We're going to talk about that next. But first, Courtney has this from Vivid Seats.
I keep thinking about that week 4 game and wanting to be in the building. Michelle, you need to make sure that you get to Packers and Cowboys, and you can get there through Vivid Seats. Gear up for an epic football season. Unbelievable ticket deals from Vivid Seats for the best selection. You can get your seat right now. Every ticket you buy gets you one step closer to the 11th free ticket with Vivid Seats rewards exclusively in the Vivid Seats app. Top tier seats, unbelievable rewards. Vivid Seats, your go-to for game day value. Score awesome perks like complimentary tickets, surprise seat upgrades, and exclusive birthday discounts. Do not miss out. This is your sign right now. Go download the Vivid Seats app. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.
The road to the Super Bowl goes through Arrowhead. Yakety schmackety. The Ravens can do it.
Camp to camp, team to team. 6 days until opening night. The countdown continues on ESPN Radio.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
Baseball is all about precision, speed, keeping things running smoothly, just like your car. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we get you in, out, and back on the road in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed. With our fast professional service, you can spend less time in the shop and more time at the ballpark. Safe! Plus, our certified technicians check your fluids, tires, and more, all while you stay in your car. Swing by Valvoline Instant Oil Change today, because top performance isn't just for baseball. Coupons at VIOC.com. VIOC.com.
Whether it's a date night, a special event, or just another Tuesday, our over 800 stylists are here to help you look and feel your best. We're about personalized style that fits your life. Made for real-life moments. Maurice's.
From the dugout to the vineyard, Dusty Baker's journey is as legendary as his swing.
Baker Family Wines celebrate Dusty's passion for handcrafted, small lot wines crafted with care right here in West Sacramento.
Join Dusty's Clubhouse for exclusive releases and tasting room specials and savor beautiful, balanced European-inspired wines made for true fans.
This is the official wine of D-Lo and KC. Visit the tasting room and taste the story behind the legend today at BakerFamilyWines.com.
This summer, stay cool and hydrated with the official water of Major League Baseball, Primo Brands. With Primo Brands water delivery, you get premium hydration from trusted names like Poland Spring, Pure Life, and Saratoga, delivered right to your door. Stock up for game day and stay refreshed, sparkling, still or flavored. Whether you need a few cases or a few 5-gallon bottles, Water.com has you covered. The best part, you call the shots. Primo's water delivery is flexible to fit your schedule. Step up to the plate and hydrate like a pro with Primo Brands water delivery. Visit Water.com today to get started with great offers. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Auto insurance rates start as low as 99 cents a day and launch your policy within minutes. Freeway Insurance understands that everybody wants to save, and sometimes they need to do it fast. Freeway Insurance has the best prices, the best options, and can get you insured in minutes. The Freeway team can help you save time and money with an instant quote made to fit your budget. For great auto insurance at an affordable price, Freeway Insurance is the answer. Visit freeway.com or tap the link below. Freeway, driving savings. Some restrictions and fees may apply. Quoted price for liability premium only.
On ESPN Chicago's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings 5 to 7, brought to you by Roofers Union Local 11.
This is Unsportsmanlike.
The Dallas Cowboys are trading Micah Parsons, a